What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am your host, Nick. This is the home of the lamest taste, and this is my weekly comic book review. Every week, we get our stack from our shop, and we go through it. We read everything, and then I tell you guys what's a hit, what's a miss, and a little bit about each. There might be some mild spoilers in here. I'm not gonna go anything crazy. I'm not gonna show any internals like I used to. But we got a good bunch. We'll start off with indies, Marvel, then DC. And before we start, can you please do me a favor and follow and subscribe here on Twitch? If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment. I really appreciate any interaction. You can follow my two Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. And with that being said, let's get into it with our first indie coming from Image Comics. It is an issue number 1, and it is Hellcop. This is the Ratio variant cover featuring Spawn, who is the mascot of Image, being created by McFarlane himself, the man who runs Image Comics. Really cool cover. Amazing concept here. So basically, the premise behind this is that somehow in current society, Earth found a way to figured out that other multiverses exist in other dimensions, and they find this one dimensional plane, which is basically hell. Everything that's ever been described as hell in any stories or biblical texts or whatever, all that mixed into one universe, and they found it. So there's demons and everything running around, and then there's the secret governmental police force that enforces rules and hunts down demons and stuff. You get a little bit of that. You get this relationship between these two partners, and I guess this lab tech and his police chief, and you get a nice, big like what the heck at the end of the issue. Really cool. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Awesome. I'm very excited to see the direction that this series is gonna go. The other indie is from IDW. It is the latest issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is 122, I believe. Yeah, 122. Really cool standard cover here. Everyone eating dinner. So it's prolonging that storyline that we've been in, where the Turtles basically have saved Mutant Town from the evil mutant animal gang, and they're trying to establish like a set of rules, a government, a lifestyle in this town. They're really trying to put everything together and leadership roles and who's going to do what, and set up a town hall and a newspaper and the whole shebang. While there's some revelations happening in the underneath the situations, with Hob like escaping using the weasels, and then there's a lab in the sewers and a whole bunch of stuff. Halloween's happening, everyone's dressed up. Awesome art style, awesome story. I think the pacing's a little slow. When I first got into the series, we were at the tail end of like that last story arc leading into this new phase. And this new phase is dragged for like 4 issues now, without a real kick. Like there's like a good back and forth, and now we're at that point where we're like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like we're establishing it. Do it. Let's do something. Let's move. Like this is like a 1 issue. That's what I hate about modern comics. Is like something that should take 1 issue is stretched 3 issues. Whatever. It was good. I liked it. Pacing's a little slow, but it's not terrible. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, on to Marvel. We're going to start. We only have 2 Marvel books. Really got destroyed by DC this week. We have issue 3 of X-Men Trial of Magneto with a really, really great Peach Minoko cover. I've never gotten a Peach Minoko variant cover. Everyone always talks about how great they are. I never really saw the appeal. I never really saw one that I really liked. This really did it for me. This is a sketch of Magic, one of my favorite X-Men, my favorite New Mutant. Awesome cover. The story's continuing. So last issue, all of a sudden, Wanda's alive. Scarlet Witch is alive. How is she alive? We don't know how she's alive. She was dead. Magneto had just admitted that he killed his daughter, and then she shows up. And now he's saying, oh, I didn't. This is a past version of Wanda. This is a backup from very long in the past, doesn't know that she was married to Vision, doesn't know about Vision's second wife, doesn't know about her own kids, Speed and Wiccan. She's confused, she doesn't understand, and then Rachel and Jean Grey go into her head and like unlock, give her like the highlight reel of what's going on, right? You get a little teaser of what's going on with spinning the wheel, with the dark magic kind of stuff. I really enjoyed this. I thought this is a really good tipping point in the story. The first 2 issues were good. You know, a lot of drama, a lot of lead up. This is where stuff started to happen, and I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Art is fantastic. The other Marvel book is issue 2 of Death of Doctor Strange, which in similar fashion, we got introduced to a backup old version of Doctor Strange where he had paused a whole week of his life back in the day, the old version of him with the old way he talked and the weird words and the catchphrases. And what's going on here is that he set aside a whole week that if he ever died, that version of himself would go to that time period and spend a week getting his stuff arranged, finding out who killed him, setting up a new Sorcerer Supreme, doing all this stuff, right? Now these 3 characters, the mothers, the sisters, mothers, whatever, the mother sisters show up and they're trying to destroy all magic, and all the different cults of magic that have been kept away from Earth because of Doctor Strange are all going to Doctor Strange and raising kingdoms to try to hide from these 3 creatures. They take on the Avengers, they kick the Avengers' ass. Doctor Strange's wife shows up, he has no idea who she is. A whole bunch of stuff happens in this book. Like, it was just like synopsis and build up and dialogue and like explanation in the first issue. This is when stuff started to happen, and it was fun, it was engaging. It was an 8 out of 10. Okay, on to DC. And when I say it was all DC this week, it's usually like a pretty even split. Like, a little heavier on the DC side, but usually split. I've been dropping a lot of Marvel titles. I'm really getting like 2 a week at this point. I dropped almost all the X titles except for X-Men and New Mutants. I think that's it. I dropped X-Force. I dropped Wolverine. X Factor's over. I'm doing the events. So like I'm doing the Trial of Magneto. I don't think I'm going to do Lives and Deaths of Wolverine. I just don't think, I don't see it. I might do Devil's Reign, the Daredevil title. I might do that. So we're going to start off DC with Green Lantern issue 7. I've been with this series since it restarted. But I'll be honest with you guys, it's getting to the point where I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay. 10 issues? 12 issues? I don't know. There's 2 stories going on in this universe, in this book, constantly, every time it comes out. You have the stuff with Jon Stewart in like this far sector, like really weird area of space, which is blocked off from everything else. They're in there. Revelation, they get to see early Oa into early Owens getting involved with the New Gods, right? And then Jon Stewart has to intervene, and I'm pretty sure he becomes like a living Oa battery. I don't know. And then the other story is Far Sector dealing with the woman who is the Far Sector Lantern and Simon dealing with Teen Lanterns like freak out at Sinestro Corps planet, and the revelations with that, just the aftermath of that, and seeing Cruz as the Yellow Lantern and all that. Heartwarming story. Did it really matter? Could have happened in 4 panels? Probably. First story was good. I would have liked to see more of that earlier. Like, I don't want to wait another issue to see what happens with Jon Stewart. We don't know what's going on in Hal anymore. But it's cool. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It was fun, but it needs to pick up quickly. Like, the stories need to both be good. It can't be just one really interesting one that makes me want more, and one that's like, okay, that was cool, but I could have waited for that. Black Manta issue 2. Awesome cardstock cover here. I almost dropped this title, and then I said, screw it. You get to see the relationship with him and his partner, and them going on this whole adventure trying to find this stuff, leading into this build up. From what we've been told, I think it's leading up to another title, the new Aquaman title, and this title I think is leading to a title called Aquaman. Really cool. You know, I'm not going to spoil much because it's very early in this title. I'm going to give its own chance to build on you. It's solid. I'm going to give it like a 5.5, 6. Artwork is like a 10. Covers are 10. Story's okay. It might be because I don't know a lot of Manta Ray's specific backstory, but I do enjoy it. Suicide Squad issue 8 cardstock cover with Match on the cover continues to be a bomb. I'm really like a good kind of bomb. I'm really upset that I did not pick up those like 4 or 5 crossover issues between the macro series of Swamp Thing and Suicide Squad. I have no idea what's going on with Chemo and Peacemaker and Swamp Thing. I don't know. You get a little bit of that here, the end conclusion of that, how Peacemaker is now freed from the Suicide Squad, and Rick Flag is there, and she shows up with his own team, and he's ready to go. I think Mirror Master's there, and Cheetah. Very exciting to see that. See the 2 different Suicide Squads fight. You're in hell. You get no. I thought that it was going to cross over with this title, but it didn't. They were in hell after the Stone of Eternity, but they just were trying to steal something from the Stone. I don't know. You get Major Force, which was really cool. Yeah, the title's always action-packed. It's always fun. Talon is Talon's cheating. Talon's acting stupid, but isn't stupid. Talon's working for Rick Flag. Really cool stuff. I'm really happy about this. I can't wait to see more Red X through the Teen Titans, and then this maybe. This is an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. It's a solid book. It's a solid title. Last issue of Shazam miniseries, 4 out of 4, ties right back into Teen Titans. This will eventually happen in Teen Titans ramifications here. Basically, we get this whole big conversation with this future aged down version of Black Adam inside the Stone. You know, the Angel guy, I can't think of his name, but I think his code name is Nevermore. Dane. He's okay. He's safe at the end. Shazam reestablishes his powers and defeats the villain, and everything's cool. And now I think he has to stay in the Shazam form, and he can't go back to Billy. I think that's gonna be the ramification in here. Really cool book, really cool miniseries. I'm excited. I really like the stuff going on with Teen Titans Academy. I wish it was coming off a little bit more consistently. Like, it feels like 2 months between every issue instead of 1. Yeah, really cool. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, we're starting to hit the heaters right now. We got the cardstock cover for issue 4 of Superman, Son of Kal-El. This book continues to get so much heat and so much hate online about him being bisexual or gay or whatever you want. Whatever. He's got like a boyfriend. This country that they saved the refugees from, stole the kid that had the powers from like whatever containment they were supposed to be, and dropped the kid and destroyed the ranch. He saves the kid. The Justice League shows up. He has to stop the Justice League. He handles himself perfectly. John Kent is great. He's a great Superman. He confronts the leader of this other country, does his whole thing. He's handling this really well. I like the way that they're handling real life situations and the way they're tackling these topics and building him as a character. I think it's great. This cover is awesome. The suit is awesome, and I'm going to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Love Tom Taylor. There's another Tom Taylor book down the line, but we're going to start with DC Black Label, Batcat. This is issue 8 out of 12. This is the Jim Lee variant cover. I've been collecting all the Jim Lee covers for this series. We're doing great. We are so close. We have, I believe, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 more issues and a Christmas special. This has been a long time coming. I can't wait to finish this, have the full set. Awesome. So this is Tom King telling multiple different stories in multiple different time periods, back and forth at the same time. You were bouncing back and forth between past, present, future, distant past, all sorts of stuff. And he somehow manages every issue to tie it all together, make it make sense. Everything's Christmas song themed, like winter season themed. There's songs going on throughout the whole issue. The artwork is incredible. The stuff with Batman and Catwoman's daughter is great. Commissioner Dick Grayson is awesome. Uncle Dick, like, I love it. I love this book. All the stuff with Joker, the relationship between these two, the stuff with Phantasm, awesome. I can't wait to read more. It leaves me like speechless when I finish this book. I'm like, what even happened? Like, there's so much that happened. Like connecting it all is just mind blowing. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And I don't even like Tom King. I dropped Supergirl. I didn't really like Heroes in Crisis that much. I'm not a major Tom King fan. That's awesome though. We got Catwoman. What issue is this? This is issue 36 with the cardstock cover with that awesome portrait of Harley Quinn. I love this. Yeah, so Fear State is happening. She's doing her thing, and they're just setting the stage with what's going on Fear State in the Alley Town. And I'm really enjoying it. I like the setup. I'm loving all these Bat titles. I don't really want to spoil too much of these titles because they're all interconnecting and making sense together. But big fight is definitely happening soon. I can't wait. You got the stuff with Poison Ivy. Gardner and Harley Quinn are showing up. The two Poison Ivies have to meet. Very excited. You got multiple Cheshire Cats. Very excited. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now we got, so I'm hit or miss with the Batman Secret Files, right? I got the Huntress one. I didn't get Signal. I didn't get Clown Hunter. I didn't get Miracle Molly. I decided to get Peacekeeper. Okay, I did it. I got Peacekeeper. Whatever. Love this cardstock cover. I think it's awesome. It gives you, it's between issues. We're on to Batman 115 in this week, and this gives you events happening between 112 and 113, and it's really cool. And then it leads into the future stuff. It gives you some background on him, past, how he got to it, his whole family, his whole altercation, the Scarecrow speaking to him, and gives you a lot of backstory on what's going on in the main titles, and really helps to like build this character, make you feel kind of bad for him. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. It was awesome. I really wish that these stories weren't in so many different titles, but it is what it is. Nightwing 85. We're getting close to that 87. 87 is supposed to be, the entire issue is just one ongoing panel. I think it is, or it's one ongoing scene. It's one entire scene from start to finish. Something like that. It's something crazy that Redondo has been working on. Because right now, Rodriguez took over the book for the last 2 or 3 issues while Redondo works on this crazy issue. Awesome cardstock cover. I love her new costume. I love Barbara Gordon's new costume. She can't be Oracle right now. The Seer's taking over. So the Seer from last week's issues of... what was it? It was... Urban Legends and I Am Batman. The Seer is taking over Oracle. They're fighting with Seer. Nightwing dropped everything to go help Barbara. They're doing their thing. Awesome. Batgirls are in trouble. Robin's involved. I love this. I loved how this Nightwing issue, Tom King wrote it from the perspective of Barbara. And the relationship between Barbara and Dick is so powerful lately, and he's doing such a good job. I really, really enjoy Tom King's writing. The art team here, every issue has been fantastic. Covers are great. I'm just gonna give it a 9. I want to give it a 10, but like a 10 is like impossible. This is a 9.5 maybe out of 10. And then we lead right into the Batgirl stuff. Is going to lead into Batman 116, but it starts. You get the backstory of what they're doing in the backstory here in 115, Batman 115 cardstock cover, which is going to be a 3-pair connecting like they did with the last 3 covers. These 3 covers are all going to connect. You have Poison Ivy and the Gardener on here. Evil Poison Ivy, Queen Ivy. I love it. I dig this hard. The story. You got Peacekeeper stuff. Peacekeeper X is hurt or dead. You got Scarecrow doing crazy stuff. He's convinced Peacekeeper 1 to lay down so he can do more stuff in his head. Batman's beating ass. You got Miracle Molly going. They're fighting one of Miracle Molly's old friends. They know what he's gonna do. They're hunting him down. Awesome story. This is also a 9 out of 10. The Spear State stuff is picking up. And the last issue of the week is my personal pick of the week. I'm going to get a lot of slack on this. But we have issue 776. No, 775. I have to look at it because those numbers, when they get in the hundreds and the thousands, like Action, Detective, and Flash, it's Flash. 775. Cardstock cover. Really cool here. I didn't know what to expect. This is the first real story arc we're getting with Wally West as the main Flash, and it's fantastic. The dialogue, the way they're writing Wally is hilarious. This is Adams, right? So good. It might even be better than the writing Williamson did with Barry. I love it. I love the writing. I love the jokes. He's messing with Superman, this staff that they found in the middle of the town. Terrific. Mr. Terrific can't get it out. Superman can't get it out, and he's fucking with Superman, giving him a hard time. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to tell Dick about this," meaning Nightwing. The relationships here are perfect. The dialogue is great. Everyone's pissed off because this staff is making everyone evil. Some hate cosmic vampire shows up. Really interesting. All these rogue villains, like Rogues Gallery, show up. Giganta and Rainbow Raider and Pied Piper, they all show up. Really interesting. Then you find out it's all Eclipso. Really cool start of their first arc. I really love the writing and the art style here. It is incredible. This is my favorite. Next to Nightwing was my favorite book to read this week. I love it. Yeah, this is also a 9 out of 10. Yeah, so that's my stuff this week. Thank you guys so much. If you're watching this on Twitch, if you're watching this later on YouTube, please follow, subscribe, like, comment. Follow my Instagrams at Von Kaskin, Von Kaskin Comics. Really do appreciate it. I really do enjoy you guys interacting and staying in touch with the channel, allowing me, to have an audience. With that being said, this is the Von Casket. I am Nick. This is the home of the lamest taste. And remember to stay lame.